Hello, my name is Sasha Sokolowski, and in this video I'll be talking about my work on modeling the neural code in large populations of correlated neurons. I am currently a postdoc in the lab of Philip Behrens at the University of Tübingen, and this project was developed in the lab of Ruben Cohen-Cagli at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Now, the neural code is a system of associations between stimuli and neural responses. And so that includes encoding, which is how neurons respond selectively to stimuli and thereby encode information about the stimuli, and decoding, which is how we can extract that stimulus information from neural responses. Now, there's many techniques for describing the neural code, and the approach that I'm going to take is Bayesian decoding, which is a way of taking an encoding model with the right properties and turning it into a decoding model. For the details, please see my paper, which is in press at eLife. Now, my method is based on mixture models, which are weighted sums of probability distributions. So on the right, we have a mixture of three Poisson distributions, the result of which is a more complex distribution. And if you mix collections of independent Poisson distributions, you can actually model correlated activity, for example, between neurons. Now, mixtures of Poisson distributions are powerful, but they also have certain limitations. And in order to overcome them, I want to be able to extend them with the theory of Conway-Maxwell-Poisson distributions. On the other hand, I also want to extend mixture models with some kind of stimulus dependence. And the way I'm going to do that is with exponential families. And in doing so, I'm going to be able to create a model which has a number of advantages, including closed form expressions for the density function and Fisher information, and a straightforward expectation maximization algorithm for fitting it to data. And this framework I'm just going to call conditional mixtures. So I want to be able to demonstrate that conditional mixtures are effective encoders and decoders, and I'm going to do that by cross-validating the R-squared of phenofactors and noise correlations, which is a good summary of the second-order response statistics of neurons. And to evaluate decoding performance, I'm going to look at the cross-validated log posterior of true stimuli given responses. I'm going to do this on two macaque V1 data sets as macaque neurons were responding to oriented gratings. One while a macaque was awake and the other while it was anesthetized. And I'm doing this because these are qualitatively two quite different kinds of data, and I want to show that conditional mixtures can in principle capture both of them. And this data was collected by Amir Ashner while he was in Adam Cohen's lab. Now here I'm looking at encoding performance and I'm comparing three models. One, a conditional mixture based only on Poisson distributions, one which has been extended with the theory of Poisson distributions, and factor analysis, which is a very powerful model for capturing second-order statistics. And on the x-axis here, we have essentially the complexity of different models. So on the right, we get more complex. And overall, I hope what you see is that COM-based mixtures and factor analysis perform more or less equivalently at capturing noise correlations in phenofactors in data, at least given enough parameters, whereas Poisson mixtures, although they do a pretty good job at capturing noise correlations, they have certain limitations when capturing the phenofactors. And that is why I developed this COM-based extension in the first place. On the other hand, as far as decoding performance is concerned, I'm comparing conditional mixtures with certain kinds of linear decoders as well as nonlinear decoders based on deep neural networks. And overall, the trend is that conditional mixtures exceed the performance of linear decoders and nearly achieve the performance of deep neural networks. Now, you may be wondering why I've worked so hard to develop a model that only more or less approximates the power of existing techniques, and that's because this model combines encoding and decoding into one model, which is key for understanding the neural code. So in the future, I hope to extend and apply conditional mixtures in a number of ways. Firstly, by using it to validate an existing theories of Bayesian neural coding. Secondly, I would like to extend them with deep neural networks and convolutional neural networks in order to model correlated activity in deeper cortex to complex stimuli. And finally, I want to combine them with hidden Markov models in order to simultaneously understand how stimuli and neural or behavioral latent states shape neural statistics and the neural code. I have put all this code online at my repository and provided a comprehensive tutorial for installing my libraries and applying them to new data. So thank you very much.